What's up, YouTube fans? Today I want to take a look at the Magic Square Brontosaurus, or their version of a Legend Scale Sludge. I got this one from Matt Partsformer. Thanks for allowing me to take a look at your copy. He actually sent me the previous one too, the Grimlock, so I'm going to be continuing to look at these as long as he's buying them. But let's take a quick look around. We have a little bit of paint, teeny tiny amount of paint. Blue on the eyes, a little blue stripe here on the legs. And we'll see this more in the Dino mode. We have a little bit yellow and red there. Blue for the eyes, and that's it. That's the paint. The rest is a soft plastic, similar to other Magic Square figures. It does have a really nice sculpt to it overall. Really nailed the look of the character. I'll put that image there. They typically get a good profile and good look overall for the characters. Let's go over the articulation. Head's on a ball joint. It gets a little hindered by this piece here. I'm not really sure why they had it design it with that sticking out, but that's the way it is. But it does rotate around and go up to there, down to there. Shoulders come out on a butterfly joint, out to there. Rotates around on a hinge, out to the side on a hinge. You have two rotation joints at the bicep and at the elbow. You have a double joint elbow, gets you the full bend. He's got some of the same things, that issues I had with Grimlock, where some of those joints are a little bit loose, so you have to kind of watch what you're doing. Your rotation at the wrist. You have a waist rotation, ab crunch, double jointed, so it gets back and forward, way far forward. So that's nice. This is some of the stuff I'm talking about. The wings can be folded back, folded forward. You got some nice choices there on those. For the legs, you want to lift out this hip skirt here, which will allow you to kick this all the way up. The hip skirt moves with it. Going back, you get up to here. Out to the side, rotation at the thigh around universal. Double jointed knee, which is pretty cool. I just wish the joints were a little bit on the tighter side, but it does work. And then you have ankle tilts, ankle pivot, forward and backward. It's on a pretty strange ball jointed hinge, so it comes out to there, but it works. There you go for articulation. For the accessories, we get a couple things here. We get the blaster done in black, yellow, and gray plastic. Could have stand to have a little bit of paint, but that'll fit into his hands, and it looks good. There is a slot on the back for the little, toe piece here, so that's smart. You also get his sword. It does have some silver paint and then a yellow plastic handle. That'll fit in the other hand. Good looking weapons, I have to say. And then if you prefer to have an expressive hand, you can swap this out. Simply open this up, and it's on a ball joint, so it's a little tricky. I don't like how it works, but you can pop it off. I gotta go find that now. And the problem is this one is on a hinge, so getting it on there is very annoying. You can do it, but it's just irritating. And now he has this hand, so you can do some other expressive poses with that. Quick size comparison, there it is next to the New Age Optimus Prime, which is about the same size as the Magic Square version. And it does tower over him and looks nice as far as the scale is concerned. And for another quick comparison, there it is next to the New Age version of Sludge. And I'm not going to be doing a full versus here. It just doesn't make sense because it's going to come out to the same as it did with the Magic Square version of Grimlock and the New Age version. But you can see the New Age is actually taller. This is one rare instance where the New Age is bigger. And the paint makes such a difference. Even the non-EX version from New Age is painted and just looks so much better. It really changes the look overall. I do like the sculpt, but yeah, for me, it's no contest. I'm not going to be doing a comparison just because it doesn't seem necessary. I do think the New Age is better in every way. All right, now let's get him transformed into Dino mode. And it is similar transformation to other sludges that we've had, but this one uses a lot of those puzzle piece clips that Magic Square likes to use. So not my favorite, but it does work. So let's get started. We'll start with the lower body. So come to the legs, we're going to rotate the calves, the lower legs around. We're going to rotate the waist 180 degrees. Come to here, we'll open up this panel right here. Flip the tail out. Bring this foot down. Rotate it around. Rotate this foot around, the toe around, and then bring this up. We can take this inner piece here. We're going to unpeg this from here. It's a little bit tight, so you're basically going to pull back on this. I just don't like how it feels, but there's a puzzle piece tab. Well, I don't know. It's over-under tab, but it doesn't work well. Pull that out. We're going to collapse this piece outwards, or pull it outwards, and then you bring this back down, and it's just going to sit on the outside here. Now it's going to tab right there, but we're not going to actually plug that in just yet. Just leave that out for now. Next, rotate the foot up so it's like that, and then we can rotate the leg inwards and leave this open for now. Bring this panel in, bring this panel down, and that will just sit on the other side for now. We're going to tab it in a little bit later. Come to the back here, open up the tail, and that'll sit like that. All right, so that's one side done. Go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. All right, there's both legs kind of done. Now, one thing I forgot to mention, there's this tab and a slot on the side of the thigh. So make sure that makes its way in. You can see it by having this panel open and get that pegged in on both sides. That kind of solidifies it and, gets it a little bit more solid for transformation. Bring the two tail sections together and we can start tabbing it in. And this part tabs in together as well. And leave these open for now. We're going to... Actually, you know what? We can close this. So bring this down, and we're going to put the puzzle pieces in first so they're attached. Then bring this down and tab it in there and there. All right, now we can work on the upper body. Unpeg the head section from back here. I just give them a little bit more space. We're going to unpeg the chest from the front. This is on a hinge, but you have to kind of rotate that hinge forward in order to fold it down. Fold these in. You can unpeg this top section from here, which will allow you to release the arm pieces. They're tabbed in on the back as well. So just slide this back, and then we can drop these arms down. Now we'll take this, we're going to rotate this up out of the way. Allow you to rotate the arms all the way around. Bring this in. Open up this hand. Fold the hand in. And then close that back up. And then we can fold these toes up. Right now we got both arms taken care of. We can take care of the upper body. So we're going to make sure this is folded flat on here. Bring these up. These hands, and rotate. You're going to fold at this joint here so it's open on this hinge, and these will sit and basically sit down on the back. And make sure you get the right joint. Sometimes if you don't, then it doesn't sit right. So it should look like this, with the toes kind of facing into his butt here. Bring this together, and then this is going to come down and fit right over here and kind of lock this panel in place. Bring the dino head over the robot head. Bring this panel up. And this is going to puzzle piece into the sides here. Same on this one. Puzzle piece onto the side. And then you can peg them together. Then come to the front here, and this clip is going to go under here. So bring that down, push that in. It is all a soft plastic, so you can move things around. While we have these legs open, fold these out, rotate them around, and then clip them back in. Open your toes. Same thing on the side. Fold this out, rotate it around, clip it in, open the toes. On the front, same thing. Flip this out. You don't have to rotate it, but bring out the toes, and then line these up, and rotate your head. And I did knock off his jaw here. And then on the top here, we're going to close these and tab those into the top. All right, there is Brontosaurus in Brontosaurus mode. And he's pretty good looking. Nice color scheme, overall nice sculpt. Got some of the same issues we had on Grimlock. These joints, especially the outer movement joints, are a little too loose for my taste. I wish they were just slightly tighter. But it's better than Grimlock, I'll say that. But I just wish they'd have something a little bit better tolerance. But it does look nice. You got yellow head here with the blue eyes painted in. We've got black, yellow, and red here on the stripe. Blue and black here. A little bit of black paint on the ends. That's about it for paint. As far as articulation, the neck can rotate. We have up to there, down to there. The mouth can open, but it doesn't really open unless you lift the head up. And then this just feels cheap. It's on a peg, but it just feels very cheap. But if you open it too far, it just pops off. So I don't know. It feels very cheap, to be honest. This part of the neck doesn't move up and down. It's a very strange choice. I thought for sure this was gonna articulate, and it doesn't seem to, so pretty limited there on the neck. And here's one of the things I was talking about, just things kind of collapsing on you. Legs go up and down, rotate around. This joint's actually nice and tight. It's this outer joint that's an issue. For the foot, the toes can move in and out, and then there's a heel tilt back and forth. This one, same thing, goes back and forth. That one's nice and tight, but this outer movement's a little bit loose. You have forward and backward movement. I wish this locked in better as well, right here. But you do have forward and backward movement on the foot and the toes. Nothing at the tail, which again, another surprise to me, was there's no articulation at all on the tail. You can't really put the weapons, I take that back. You can put the gun up here if you want. As far as the accessories, you can store them here. There's a little spot here on the top. Plug them in like that. And now he has his gun. I guess you could also take the sword if you wanted to. But that's going to look pretty weird. You can probably take this and open up the mouth. And maybe this can be used here. Yeah. So you could do that if you wanted to, like you could on New Age. But. And before we forget here, there is a feature you can pop off the top of the head, which actually happened during the transformation. We can pop the new piece on and make sure you get the right direction. There is a tab on the top, so you kind of can't miss it. And it'll cover up those eyes, but the eyes still show through. You can still see the blue underneath. That's a little silly, in my opinion. But then you can take these googly eyes and plug them in. I really don't like how this works. Feels very flimsy. But there you go, there he is. And then you can have him set up that he just got slammed by Devastator. I don't know. It looks fine, but the eyes show through. It just doesn't feel right. And for size comparison, there it is next to the New Age Optimus Prime. Fits in nicely, nice big dyno mode here. All right, and there it is next to the New Age Sludge. And what's funny here is the dyno mode is actually bigger on the Magic Square, even though the robot mode is smaller. So it's kind of a strange thing. But having transformed these back to back, I could definitely say I much prefer the New Age. It just feels better. It's got better joints, better materials overall. It doesn't necessarily look better. I think they both look pretty good as far as Sludge is concerned, but it's really the materials and the build and the transformation design that makes the New Age more fun, at least for me. So final recommendations on the Magic Square Brontosaurus. I feel very similar to the way I felt with the Grimlock, but I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. I'm going to recommend it. It's a very, very soft recommend, literally and figuratively. The figure is just too soft. I mean, the joints, the tolerances between the panels for transformation, everything just feels soft. And as a result, things are loosey-goosey. As you're posing, as you're transforming, as you're playing, both modes, things are loosey-goosey. Now, it's not as bad as Grimlock, which is why I gave it a 4 out of 5. It's still usable and playable. But it continues to plague these Magic Square figures is this, I don't mind the quality of the plastic being nylon if it holds. But if it can't hold, then what's the use? So they really need to figure out how to get, this nylon plastic to really be a little bit better in terms of tolerances. But that's really it for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Matt Parts Form for sending this for review, and we'll see you next time.